in about 5 minutes. Live on the air at 3 o'clock. Take your questions at 212-219-9695, 212-219-9695. From Mr. Al Green to Mr. Jimmy Cliff. You can get it if you really want. You succeed at last. I don't mean those checks from the government either. Those come pretty slowly. Persecution you must fear. Win and lose, you've got to get your share. Got your mind set on a dream. You can get it, don't hold it to see now. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. But you must try and try, try and try. You'll succeed at last. Will come your way, but the hotter, the darker you see. It's the sweeter, the victory now. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. But you must try, try and try, try and try. You'll succeed at last. Inside Culture Zone and a message from the candidate.
Hi, everybody. My name is Charles Richard Zerilli. It's such a pleasure to be here. I've decided to give up so many different things in my life, and I don't think any other candidate can say that. But when I see so many things going wrong, there are those of us who are professionals in the field of design. That I think is the most important thing, because we could talk about 1 to 10 items, 15 items, but how many of us go into a house or a building and what are we experiencing without even thinking about it? But someone designed that building on a blueprint. Well, that's part of my advantage. That's what I do. Out of my couple licenses I have, and I'm going to come back later on and fill you in on that and just tell you a bit more about myself. But I want to ask that question because I feel this would be an attraction point. What is design? No one's really mentioning this. No one's breaking it down. No one's talking about that not just 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 100 items would be remedied. We would see resolved with many, many different things. And then what you see, the core feature of what design is what is the style? Who's calling the shots? How's that going to go? I'm frustrated, everyone. And I'm sure that you're
And then
frustrated.
you have the political design.
Right. And then we think that it has to be political. But unfortunately, here's the problem, because although people want to try to misquote and quote the Declaration and not really sure about it, but it stands for the 5 prescriptive ingredients: life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, and safety and happiness. And guess what? It's whoever's calling that shot who wants to say what that design is what it's going to be. And what is the first objective? Quote, "When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people," that's all of us, "to dissolve the political bands which have connected us and to assume among the powers of the earth." And I don't think anything more could be more profound than, hey man, you know what, let's be political, but at a certain point, we've got pandemics, crisis, global responsibilities. America is 52 to 58% of the world's net worth of business daily. That's 2.1 to 2.4 trillion dollars. Does anyone talk about these things, of who we are and where is it going? My name is Charles Richard Zerilli. My site, Time to Join. That's TIMETOJOIN.us. And if you go to that site, and I'll repeat that again, because I know a lot of people have to get a pen and write things down. There's a phone number on there under the Zoom rooms. You'll see a little tab for that at the top. And the Zoom room now, what we did is we thought it was exciting to bring a camera to Georgia Studio in WPAT in New York City. This is so exciting. And we appreciate the hospitality. And I want to say I love us. I love people. I've done customer service for 40 years. I wipe my feet walking in, and people look at me like, all right, you're done wiping your feet? And then I wipe my feet leaving. So I'm going to give it back to you now, George. I don't want to leave you with a teaser like that. And we'll come back and we'll talk about more about this stuff because there's so much to say and it has to be changed. A lot of us are very frustrated, so I see resolve for all of us. I see it fixed already.
And on the air live, it's 212-219-9695. Start line up. Matter of fact, at about 2 minutes to 3 is to start line the calls up. 212-219-9695. And the most important thing during this election season is to love yourself, right?
Yeah.
The greatest love of all. If you don't love yourself, then you'll see that a lot of those chaos in the street, people shooting each other, wrecking businesses, wrecking themselves. Don't get stuck in the political rush, huh? Right back right after this.
Inside, give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter.
Hello. How are you doing? Okay, no problem. So 3 o'clock, 3:03. You're not gonna ask yes, not. In terms of what? No, they're not serious about winning. I mean the party's not serious about winning. Democratic Party? What do you mean how they look? Which one you mean? How they look? Oh yeah, look very well, yeah. Very well, very well. Very well. Mm-hmm. 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 Good Brazil. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like I said, he been there for what, 40 years and still been there. Yeah, they're gonna be surprising. They're gonna be out, probably fly out in the next spring if they lose. Mm-hmm. Oh, of course. No, then they're gonna get a heart attack in America. They're gonna get a heart attack.
Lower the volume. No, I mean on the speakers. On the speaker, I just lower the volume. Probably don't lower the microphone.
They're gonna get a big leg. Anyway, I go back to work. So tell your friends to call in, ask some questions to the party, alright? Good, take care. Bye-bye. What happened to those spots? Give me those spots live.
Yeah. I'm just gonna wing whatever it is. Whatever. Yeah. I mean, I have stuff that I want to say when I'm ready to go. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So you let me know when you go. Yeah. I Oh, you mean you want to do it right now? Oh, okay. Okay, all right.
What about a minute and a half? How long?
I'm saying in a minute is fine. Yeah, a minute, 15, yeah. Introduce myself, website we need to help.
Straight.
Right, yeah.
Just give me a few minutes.
Okay.
Should I drive?
Should I drive on?
Yeah, quick drive. Read about 20 minutes.
Is there idea?
Oh, read that spot. Get out on this.
Well, these are not spots. These are separate statements.
Some in spot, not statement.
Yeah.
Commercial spot.
I want to do a commercial spot. So, hi, my name is Charles Richards. Really, I'd like to introduce myself to everyone. I'd like to ask a question. What is design? No,
No, not that. That's not the word. That's a commercial straight.
When you say
I'm running for
commercial?
the United States. I don't know what you
Oh,
When you write in the door.
got it. Hi, my name is Charles Richards, really, and I'm running for President of the United States, and I'd like you to be open for a third-party candidate that we all need. Design is where we're at.
Inside Culture Zone, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. Lock it in 212-219-9695. We have a presidential candidate running for the office of President of the United States. And at 3 o'clock for questions and answers, 212-219-9695, 212-219-9695. So line your calls up. Start calling about 2 minutes to 3, and we can line your calls up to take questions about the candidacy. This candidates for President of the United States. Not those two parties you heard of. All right? As you know, there are different parties. Green Party, Blue Party, Party of your choice, Workers' Party, a lot of parties here. Gotta know which party you want to belong to, right? We don't mean a dancing party either. Yeah, but what I mean
No.
when we get, like I said, next time we get, I'll run like 2 or 3 songs together.
That's why I said, that's why I said before. If I should write them down, I'll write them, I'll come back.
I have to write one. Run like a regular
Just your problem and no one else's problem that you have to face. So if you just put your head in mine, we're gonna leave all our troubles behind. We're gonna walk and don't look back. We're gonna walk and don't look back. If you just put your hand in mine, we're gonna leave all our troubles behind. We're gonna walk and don't look back. Keep on walking, don't look back. Places behind you, there to remind you.
Speaking of reminding you, at 3 o'clock, the number in the studio is 212-219-9695, 212-219-9695. And we have in the studio live a presidential candidate running for presidency of the United States, and it's not those two parties you heard of. And for those that vote regularly, when you go into the voting booth, you see a lot of parties lined up. Right to Life Party, Liberty Party, name the parties. So you got to know which party going to bring your issues to the forefront. And this year, it's not a time to party. You got to find the issues and stay away from the tissues.
We're gonna walk and don't look back. Places behind you there to remind you. We're gonna walk and don't look back. Don't walk and don't look back. You gotta walk and don't look back. Got to walk and don't look back. Keep on walking and don't look back.
As you noticed, maybe over 20 candidates was running for the office. So far, you're down to 2. Actually, now you have down based on the parties. Between 2 parties, you got 1, 2, and then the other parties, maybe another 8, 9. But you got to know that it's not just those 2 running. Despite what you've been told, actually, the only ones you hear about is those that with the big money, right? One of your parties made $40 million in one night. How much of that money you think went back to the people? Or you think it went to advertising campaign? Yeah, you guessed right, advertising campaign. That money won't make it back to the neighborhood. That some people would say back to the ghetto or the impoverished in the communities that are looking for help. Inside Culture Zone, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. Number you to remember, 212-219-9695, 212-219-9695. And ladies and gents, if you are too busy for your own clothes, yep, a lot of you are too busy for your own clothes. But now it's time to call Wash and Fold, 718-341-1000. They'll come to your house, get your laundry. I got it put in a bag. Come to your house and get little laundry. 718-341-1000. Mention the Culture Zone show. They'll treat you better than the politicians. Wash and Fold Super Laundry. They'll be there when you're just too busy for your own clothes, right? Imagine that. In New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Staten Island. How much of you too busy for your own clothes? Actually, check in your back room right now. Guaranteed to find maybe at least 20 pounds of laundry. So in Brooklyn, Queens, and Long Island, you have the opportunity to call Wash and Fold. 718-341-1000, 718-341-1000. Mention the Culture Zone show. They'll come to your house and get your laundry like yesterday. VIP service, right? And when's the last time a polisher knocked on your door and asked you what you want? Come to Culture Zone. Laundry guy come to your house, get your dirty laundry, bring them back brand spanking clean. So I won't say brand spanking new. You wish for that, right? You can't get new clothes every week. You gotta watch the ones you have, or I'd be very broke. In the meantime,
Sometimes I'm right, and I can be wrong. My own beliefs are in rise.
that's right. Line the calls up 212-219-9695. I'm sure you have questions for the candidate. Don't act like you are a one-party person.
Everyday people.
212-219-9695 inside Culture Zone. I don't care if you're Baptist, you're Methodist, or whatever. Must be some issue you wanted to have it straightened out. Could be education, could be those potholes, could be those bridges falling down, could be the schools that are not getting taught the right way. The money have to come from somewhere. When you pay your taxes, the politicians get to spend your money. So if you want to spend it on the right thing, yes, that's called politics. 212-219-9695. Don't get into a syndrome where you go to sleep on election day. Make a selection that you could, at least you know where your taxes is going. Don't let them spend all your money, all right? Don't be a fool with your money. As you heard, de Blasio, the $1 billion missing. He don't know where the money is. He was also running for president and got a 0.5%. Don't be a fool with your taxes. 212-219-9695. Hear from the candidate that have some backbone to fight for you. So don't give everything to those 2 parties, all right? That way they lose a few million votes, they'll little thought thinking, wonder why they went over there. Things that make you say, maybe by then they'll wake up, right? Put all your apples in one basket. You wind up getting, you know what? Yes, indeed, a lot of politicians like to come over here, but they're scared. They don't know how to deal with me because I tell it straight. And we won't give them questions to answer. They don't get to study the questions before they get over here, so they're scared of me. I don't blame them. They're political punks, not chumps, punks. Right back right after this.
This is
outside. If they wait for you on the outside.
I don't care.
So what I'd like to do, if
Yeah.
it's possible,
Yeah.
so when the 3 o'clock comes, I'd like to just say my little shtick.
Oh, no problem. All right.
And
So
let
we
me
got,
get it,
all right. So we got
and then let them kind of stew
about
because.
20, about 303, 302, 303 after the commercial.
Okay. And then
Run them
let me run through.
You
'cause
have,
then-
you have them ready? You got
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You got the phone number twice?
I don't know if say the phone number right.
Are you tired of the same old, same old? Vote for me. Yes?
Are you tired of our system?
Yeah.
Tired of disrespect and maladjustments?
Yeah,
With your and our
and name
major
of the
money?
party. Vote for, what's the name on the party? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Just throw it at them. They said, what? Never heard of that. Phone number, blah, 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 blah. blah, blah. Keep it short, short and sweet. Even if it's 30 seconds. You know?
I'll promise you nothing.
What happened?
I was just.
Well, this guy says if you vote for him, he'll promise you what? You won't get a chicken in every basket?
I will promise you a chicken in every pot, a car in every garage, money every year. I will promise you absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And that's just what you will get if I'm elected.
Okay.
And any dissidents will be taken around the corner. You might as well say that, like, we ain't getting nothing anyway. At least I'm straight out.
You can donate it, whether it's running or not, to the United Breast Cancer Foundation and save a life. They'll even come and pick it up for free. The United Breast Cancer Foundation has saved hundreds of women's lives through their free or low-cost breast screen exams. But now they need your help. The United Breast Cancer Foundation wants to save more lives through early detection by offering women free or low-cost breast screening exams. And donating your old car, SUV, or truck, whether it's running or not, helps pay for them. Plus, you get a charitable tax deduction. Help the United Breast Cancer Foundation save lives by donating your old car, SUV, or truck. Call now for a free pickup. 800-245-0471, 800-245-0471, 800-245-0471. Call right now. That number again is 800-245-0471.
We'll give you 73 and 74 Thunderbird. Those are nice. You stop on the stoplight, you step on the brakes, the light goes. Nice. Got Thunderbird? Oh, you 74.
Actually, I have a 74 month phone on planned out.
Oh, you're 79.
Sorry?
All right, the time to call is right now, 212-219-9695. We get ready to ask questions on here. 212-219-9695. 212-219-9695. And the message from the
Hi.
candidate.
Hi, are you tired of our system? Tired of the disrespect and maladjustments of your and our money? My name is Charles Richard Zarelli, and with my 40 years of customer service experience, loving people, and one of my mottos, we are beautiful, running for the president of our beautiful United States, applying open design. That is one of my certifications, and it's applied looking to apply it for us, looking to reframe our Constitution to match the 7.9 billion people on this globe and only growing. We are the strongest, but now it is time to add some wise, strong heart. My name is Charles Richard Zerilli, representing the Declaration of Independence Party, and I love us. We are beautiful. The website, Time to Join, TIMETOJOIN.us. That's TIMETOJOIN.us. You can also call me for those people who don't do computers. Part of design, we will not leave out senior citizens. A lot of people don't use computers. I love you. I love being with senior citizens and hearing their stories and the experiences of life. Those are the experiences we need to carry on for tomorrow. That number is 718-865-8720. Once again, 718-865-8720. I'll give it to you again, 718-865-8720. My name is Charles Richard Zerilli, running for the President of the United States, and we're looking to reform this place so we'd be a lot more satisfied.
Where are you calling from? New York. You got a question? All right, hold on. Hey, you got a question, huh? You ready to sharp up with this guy? Got headphones on?
Yep.
The guy got it. I think I know who he is. Calling from Queens. See that guy there? He comes out with stuff. I could fade him out.
Mm-hmm.
Just hit him with the questions, the answer as he throws them out.
Right.
You know?
Cool.
Don't let him push you around.
Right,
These guys are rough. Inside Culture Zone, running for the President of the United States is no other than
Charles Richard Zerilli.
So if you tired of the two parties, they're not answering most of your questions, you're not totally comfortable, you have choices. And for those that go in the voting booth from time to time, you know there's a lot of parties running. And sometimes they say it's not those that win, but how you play the game. If you put enough issues up there, and more than likely it will draw the attention of those two top dogs. Inside Culture Zone, standby. Hello, radio. Good evening. You got questions? Hold on. Inside Culture Zone, let's go live to the first caller up on the line. Hello, caller, you on the air? Good afternoon, how are you? All right, so talk the question to the candidate.
Good afternoon. Sure, absolutely. My name is Charles Richard Zerilli. It's the Declaration of Independence Party. Pretty much, I feel my advantage is having 14 licenses, including 5 EPA certifications, a certificate in hypnotherapy. Design is really very important that we would be able to apply across the whole entire board with everything. So as a candidate may say 5 items and 2 items, homeless, senior citizens benefits being depleted. We see our climate. With our technology today, and for those people out there who are technologically advanced, what I see is like a spreadsheet. We have to be honest what we're doing. We have 7 to 9 people who work 2.1 to 2.4 trillion dollars daily. That's 52 to 50% of the world's net worth. So my intention would be is to take our Constitution, which all these people want to follow the law, which is respectably the right thing to do. We are American. The only way we could be better to be American is to be American, to join what it is, the technologies and information. We listen to so many different things. We have so many things happening online. Where do we see it collected? So imagine now you're looking for, let's say, all these people looking for work. Do we have any national banks aside from unemployment? Do we have any aid for that? No, no one's even mentioning these things. So, but design doesn't look at someone if they're black, white, green, brown, if you're gay, bi, trans, um, whatever any designation may be. What I see is, and I want to say this to be open here, um, we all urinate nitric acid, which means every one of us are a human being and we are all created equal. So no one is really giving us the design criteria. So that's pretty much my intention is to reframe so the laws become protected. I'll give you one example. Let's start at the most. I believe, this is just my personal feeling here, I believe a lot of people are catching on now. Um, I believe I'm the first person on the earth who made a video in 2016, Charles Ozarelli for president. Now, before that, I never made a video in my life. I didn't want to be on cameras. I didn't want to be on footage. But I had said I have to break the mold. So I also believe as I'm reinventing myself, I would like to share this with people so we can be enticed to reinvent ourselves. Because when I saw climate and as a professional troubleshooter, and I don't have a big head when I say this, but I have a 97.77% triumph rating. Growing up in an old school family, and they give you the ear theory. Do you know what the ear theory is? That's when your parents or someone, your grandfather grabs you by the ear and drags you across the room. Come here, let me show you this. And you're like, oh my gosh, yes, okay, okay, okay. Okay.
Please don't promote another station here. Okay, okay,
Hmm. Okay. My experience is being an American citizen who, for 40 years, I've seen the complaints and senior citizens being degraded, having things taken away from them, less money per year as economy and inflation increases, they're not being taken care of. One example I can give you, I think, which I think rings home, when we had some wind, I've always been involved with things around neighborhoods and cleanups, and where people say it's political, I'll say it's not. I'm a human being and I care. We had a couple of our friends be uh, were held up by knife point by 12-year-olds in IS 49 in Staten Island. When we got wind of that, well, the first thing we said is, well, how do we handle this? So we first thought it was an isolated incident, and it was my advisement to say, well, let's just see what's going to happen next year because it's a single incident. 2 weeks later, a Muslim girl had her religious attire ripped off of her head. So we did a press conference. The press conference ended up, which anyone else may consider this political, but these are the things that I've been doing. Um, we ended up having a press conference where I believe New York One, there's a couple national stations that were there for it. Staten Island Advance was there. They also took a picture of Staten Island Advance. We were in like the third page article. We had the school shut down. So now when you say to me, what am I doing? I'm helping, and we got school shut down. They did not, I repeat, they did not close the doors. So what does that mean? Well, what happened is the principal was letting teachers be ripped off, purchased purses from the teachers being stolen by kids distracting the teacher, and other people would steal a purse. The keys are being used to destroy paint jobs on the kids. Kids obviously being vandalistic to hurt teachers' cars. So we ended up having the ability to be proactive, to do something about it, and they shut it on paper. So on paper, they actually closed the school down, they redesigned it, and what they did is they opened it, and now it has two principals. So some people may say that's political, but the things I've done, I won't say it's political, and I've been to marches, and I've been proactive in whatever it takes.
All right, hold on, sir, hold on, sir. Now, hold on a minute. If you notice, the person that's president of the United States never ran for president before he did, right? So you're going over stuff that you already know. So now I'm saying, listen, you know, you got to listen to me now. We listened to you already. I'm saying the person that's president of the United States, Mr. Trump, never ran for office until he did. So what are you saying? The gentleman is doing the same thing. Hold on.
Yeah.
If you are eligible to run for president of the United States, as long as you meet the qualifications. For this gentleman, he may want to run at one time. What are the qualifications to run for president of the United States? Go ahead.
I would say the qualifications has been taken advantage of by your government.
Okay.
But I don't think, and you know what? Here's what I say. When someone has a 97.7% triumph rating and wants to say design, it would take every race, every religion, every culture, every business, every aspect, and incorporate it to make it visible to people. No one is really saying in such a way that these things are what they intend to do. They're talking about one or two or five items. Well, not only are those five items are interesting to me, but you have an extremely valid point. And here's my point that I believe will counter that easily, because as being a licensed professional, when we do New York City inspections and controlled trades inspections, we are considered a skilled trades on several of my licenses, a couple of my licenses. So we actually have inspectors that inspect our work. And guess what they do? They come over and they put new inspectors. And guess what happens when there's someone new? Nobody gets any favors. You have to do what you need to. And why? Because you're obligated by your licenses, and my license to be the president of the United States is to be enacted by every American citizen who's tired of having all these things. And for me to say it needs to be done non-political, that's exactly the most highest degree of political stature. To be non-political is being directed by the Declaration of Independence. So I believe I have a higher degree to not allow the favors, for first off, natural favors that would have to happen, and utilizing businesses, and people have so much massive multi-trillion-dollar corporations. You don't just fight these people. What are we going to do? Fight each other forever? I think there's a happy medium. Be honest with you, I have my team knowing that, but right now we're hitting as many radio stations and advertising possible. And the reason why I'm here today is because I need your support. I need people who are willing to say, we want someone who's not being political. Well, the campaign team would know that better than I would, and that's not my job, is to know all those things. As far as I have, my job.
Hold on, sir. The campaign manager will call in here at some point and give you those stats. All right. But that's it. Thank you very much for calling. Thank you.
I know people can pound you out forever. That's all right. It's like,
No, I'm saying, no, he's a pain in the ass.
I see that. No,
You can't speak about
What?
Trump just getting in there.
What?
He can get in there because Trump didn't have no experience.
That's
No.
what I'm saying, but he knows. He should know better.
Right.
But
he
he's
should know better.
he's
He's
a,
a
you know,
jackass, okay?
I know him. I
Yeah.
know he's up to no
He's a
good.
jackass.
right. But that's
He's
all
trying
right.
to set you up
Yeah.
to act like, you know, he's doing interviewing.
Right. Well,
All of a
really
sudden he's doing
right. I feel what I said was really the best
so
answer.
he got enough.
You've been
because
taken advantage of. Who's not experienced when you're
If
taking
he
advantage
calls
of in our
hey,
America?
look, if he
Obama
calls
wasn't all that
hold on, if he
experience.
calls ABC,
Yeah.
he'll get to say 2 words.
Yeah. Done.
The disconnect his
Right.
butt. He's using up what, 10, 12 minutes already?
Right.
He'll say, meow.
So the guy with
Right.
murder. Let him go there and do something
Right.
else.
Right.
Yeah.
Actually, I lost the caller because he was going over his crap. So he got too much already.
Right.
You're too nice to these guys.
Right. Well, you can say is you got one question. We have people waiting,
Yeah.
and then you can take it there.
Right,
But
that's what they
I don't
do.
The
mind.
number
because-
is 212-219-9695, 212-219-9695. And for those, especially the caller, yes, the real candidate. And if you need to check the, if you Google it all you want, the requirements to be able to run for president of the United States. It don't have to be those you're used to, or how many people they know, or how big the money they got. If it's 200 million, 100 million, you could run for the highest office of the United States. Just check the qualifications. They're there. All right.
I would like to add to this gentleman here.
Say it again.
I'd like to add.
All
to
right. 1 second. Okay. Go ahead.
I'd like to respond to that gentleman to add. When I raise my hand to God, when I say God, I mean every bit of energy that exists on our universe, outside the universe, in our expanse, every prophet, every respect to every religion and race, the sun, the moon, the earth, my center, our centers. When I say the word God, that's what it means to me. And when I say this, it's every fiber of my body. I mean this. When I made a promise when I was 14 and I broke it, I felt bad. I never in my life broke a promise again. So when you hear me say the word promise, you can put your life on it. Who as a candidate is coming in, who has multiple licenses, direct science and knowledge, who has asked the question, sir? Let me ask you this, because I know you're just listening and I respect what you said. And I was entertaining that I didn't mind what you were saying. Who understands the science to say this? Because most people don't understand our climate. If we dig down, I'm not going to give you the answer yet. I'm going to make you wait a little bit. But if we dig down 10 feet anywhere on the face of the earth, not next to a hot volcano, not next to a hot springs, and not near the permafrost, it's 41.5 degrees. That's called the mean temperature of the earth. Why is that? So let's talk about how it took me 3 months to ask that question and write it in several different aspects, including about the Declaration of Independence. And it is the resolution for America. I think any person who's been taken advantage of, who we've seen so many different things. Some of my friends became homeless. I think that's the best experience. And do we have any one of these candidates who shut down a school but reopened it and it became better at that point before they became deeply so politically involved? I think it's perfect. And that is, I believe, when you have heart and you do design and you care for people, it's about everything that counts.
Speaking of what counts, caller is the number one inside Culture Zone. Hello, caller. Welcome inside the airways. Where are you calling from? Queens. All right. Go ahead. Question for the candidate. Go ahead.
Yes. I am running for president of the United States. Yes, I am. Yeah. Well, this is the very initiation, I want to say, as it's a running gate at this point. We do have a political team that's, conjuring as much contacts and emailing people and phoning for support. So the other people might have had a good running start, but I look at it this way. I feel confident because people are tired. And is it going to happen for 2020? I feel confident, and let's say it may not. I'm not going away. I love us. I care for us. I see design. I see in a professional mannerism by design how to fix this because it doesn't discriminate against anyone. It respects all colors. Mhm. I agree. Mhm. Oh, I'm very serious. And I figured I was actually instructed by a political campaign manager that if I was serious, even for 2024, to start now. So thank you. Mhm. I don't blame you. Thank you. I appreciate your question. Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Thank
caller.
you. I'd like to add too, that I think the most important thing is especially for someone to say, that they're putting every bit of what their mind, body, soul, and spirit, that I don't break promises. Who else do you know that's a politician who said that? So, and one of my um, motivations here is to track those of us who are turned off. And you know why that is? Because I'm turned off. And I've given up my businesses, several things in my personal life. I'm doing a lot of things to make this work. And please give me credit for that, because when someone does design and they're saying it shouldn't be political, well, what right would I have to say that? I didn't understand when I started seeing and feeling these things, and so many of us are turned off. Where is the equality? Well, guess what? The Declaration of Independence. And it says very simply that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. I don't see a governing body to be approved in my mind unless all the people agree. So when it comes down to it, who else is saying that I would want to make it where we have avid websites, avid phone abilities to get the input from people on a daily or monthly basis, pose certain questions on certain sites that you can answer. What I see is social media is being used as a drama tool. It's putting everyone on the edge of their seat. Where is the respect and the human decency for life? Where is the life, the liberty, and the pursuit of happiness and safety and happiness that we could see by it being evident? We don't. So my name is Charles Richard Zerilli, running for the President of the United States. The Declaration of Independence Party, a party that joins all parties, not giving them any reason that they can't. Why? Because we have national crisis. We have a pandemic. You know, for those who don't understand that, you know, all weather needs to be protected. Whether climate change is real, some people don't want to understand or even want to talk about that. And you know what? I'll entertain that. And you know how that's possible? Because I believe that it is. But if the Constitution was changed, and just like, what do I say? Don't listen to me. Don't want to hear what I'm saying. Don't pay attention that other politicians on Christmas and New Year's Eve have changed the Constitution when we're not listening. What's that about? So how about things need to be open? The respect that we stand for needs to be shown to the people. And I'd like where people are involved with those decisions and making it a law within the Constitution to protect our climate. Forget about $2 trillion. I'm sorry, that's a joke to me. You know, we're talking about multi-trillions. And first off, how is it that we heard a gentleman come on the radio who worked for the state financial department, and I forget his name and his position, but when I went to go find it later on, I was able to have to go to, I can't say her name. Can I say someone else's name who's a broadcaster?
Sure, go ahead.
Amy Goodman. And I contacted her. She's not gotten back to me. Why is this? I don't know. But she had a gentleman on, and he was from one of the state departments of some relative position. And I just caught like the 3/4 of it, not the whole thing, and I didn't catch his name. However, he did say in the bailout fund that was $2 trillion or $1 trillion. He said on page like 67 there was another $4 trillion. Well, who else is talking about this? Did anyone else say, no disrespect to this person, I want to mind you, I want to say this, no disrespect, but Bernie Sanders owns a jet. And from what I understand, I could be wrong, but it's a $1.3 trillion jet. Ma'am, that will not happen. And if it does, I will ask you, I will ask the public, I'm having this offer, would you mind? I'm a very straight up person, and I care for us, and I'm willing to suffer myself in whatever it is. I don't believe any other politician is devoted in such that way, can have design and use the most document that formed America to correct how America is being deficient. So I just wanted to respond to that because I really appreciate your question. And I believe any question is valid. In fact, I believe the whole system is valid to pay attention, and we can't even box out senior citizens. A lot of people don't want to use digital equipment. How many people that I meet, oh, I don't go on the computer. Well, you know what? We have to have a forum to make it acceptable for senior citizens. They need to be involved. They need to feel beautiful. They need to be appreciated.
And speaking of senior citizens, there were senior citizens that was railroaded medically in the nursing homes, and a lot of them lost their life because of negligence of the politicians. And we'll bring that up when we come back. Inside Culture Zone with PAT AM 930, where real questions get answered. 212-219-9695, 212-219-9695, and we give you equal time to answer questions. Just don't think you could use up half hour to ask 6 or 7 questions. You can't do it on any other network. So when you call here, 3 or 4 minutes, I think is sufficient to get your questions in, and maybe 1 or 2 responses. Just don't think that you can talk for 25 minutes or half hour and, be like you're running a rope dope in a boxing match. It doesn't work that way. Thanks. Number here is 212-219-9695, 212-219-9695.
I'd also add that you can also tune into timetojoin.us, timetojoin.us. That's my website. And we're looking, of course, for help. I need to be on the ballot. And exactly why I'm here is reaching out to all of you. And it's even more important than the money, but of course we need funding too. But anyone who's willing to support me, please contact me. You can also go onto the Zoom information. There's a tab there for that. And if you go into the Zoom room, we put a camera in the studio live so you can see me, you can hear what's going on, you can see what's going on at the same time. So, and I've never really done cameras in my life, but you know what? I'm reinventing myself, and I'd like to share that with America. I might not look like Brad Pitt, and I might not have his abs, and I rub my belly. Hey, sorry, Jen, no disrespect, but my heart and my mind are. I love us. I care for us. My name is Charles Richard Zarelli, running for the Declaration of Independence Party for the President of the United States, of our beautiful United States.
We'll be right back right after this. And we're going to take your calls. 212-219-9695, 212-219-9695, inside WPAT. Line the calls up. And don't tell me you'll soon come, because yes, you won't be here all night. 212-219-9695. Line the calls up, Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island, anywhere in the tri-state area, or anywhere in the United States, culturezoneonline.com or WPAT930am.com. We're live on the internet and the outer net as well.
And my saying is, if you got issues, put it
Coming to your call shortly. Stand by.
I like to say, I like to say, put a T in front of it, transportation.
Yeah.
That's a lot to talk about.
Don't forget, we got the issues and not the tissues, all right? The hotline number is 212-219-9695, 212-219-9695 from anywhere, 212-219-9695. Slow down. He's trying to advance the phone.
That's all right. That's all right. I'm straight now. I'm straight.
I know when the guy's trying to get stuff out. It's not good.
Right, I understand that.
Don't sit down. Radio. Yes, all right, hold on. All right, the callers are number one. Let's go back to the hotline. Hello, caller, you on the air? You're on the radio live? Yes, you're on the radio live. How are you?
Hello.
You want to ask me or you want to ask the candidate? Hold on. No, this is about the candidate. For call personal, you have to do that off the air. All right, we can't, no personal calls right now. If you want to ask the candidate a question, that's their time, all right?
Go ahead, ma'am. You want to ask a question? You
Okay,
can ask.
hold on, stand by. Inside Culture Zone. Hello, hold on. Yeah, they're not gonna play that way.
What?
Yes, you're on the air. You're on the air. Yes, welcome in. Yes, you're on the radio live. How are
Hi.
you? This young
Yes.
man. Yeah, go ahead.
Go right
He's
ahead.
here. Go ahead, right ahead.
Repeat that, please. I want to say very good because, well, I look at it this way. 20 and 24 are the opportunities. I was instructed start now, even if I was thinking of 24. So I'm not going to be worried about what is not going to work because I know what I represent. Okay. Well, you have to look at it. There's more than those two running anyway.
Yeah, yes, Miss. First of all, hello. Have you gone to? When's the last time you voted? You're on the Democratic line, right? You're on the Democratic line. All right. If you when you go to vote, right? How many parties do you see on those that sheet? Do you see? Do you go? Hold on. Do you go past? Hold on. Do you go past? Hold on, Miss, Miss, Miss. That's not the only issue, Miss. That's not an issue. You have to be educated voter, Miss. There is more than one, two candidates running from two different parties. If you go on the election ballot, you'd see 6 or 7 other candidates, right? I guess you're
Even if they're not national.
well, she's tied into the Democratic Party. So we'll see what. And if you're on the Republican Party, when you go to vote, if you're a Republican, you should know that there are 5 or 6 other parties there. So I want the educated voter, not those that are stuck to one party. That's not what I'm promoting. I'm not promoting a party. We're promoting issues. So if there's a candidate running for a particular issue, mark you, not everybody's going to win, but there are issues, just like how you had that gentleman that was running in the Democratic line. That's the fellow's name. He was
There's a lot.
he was running with the Democratic line. Well, he was actually socialist running as a Democrat.
Buttigieg? No.
No. That's not Buttigieg. That's the one that
In the line of the 20, a lot of them are.
the last two on the Democratic line, or the last 3. What was the gentleman's name?
Recently.
Recently, yeah, that's the Democratic line. The last 3 or the last 4. Go to the last 3 that cancel each other out for the other gentleman.
To be honest with you, I'm not going to say other people.
The guy in the Socialist Party, they call him Socialist, Bernie.
Oh,
Right. Now, before, Bernie had to go through the ropes, and then he lost.
well, they're still giving ballot votes to him. I mean,
Right,
you could see
fine.
they're
So-
still advocating him.
So there was
What I see also is this.
there was a Bernie line, and then
When we
before that-
see media, and I mean this so respectfully, when I got 2 of my neighbors who were diabetic, and I got them to stop insulin, I'm not going to say how, my neighbor Jen, by one of my rentals, by the hood, by the way, and I've been a real estate entrepreneur for over 20 years, she became a non-diabetic. So who knows really the biochemistry as well as design in what we represent? No one is mentioning these things. So what I see is this: I'm bringing new topics to the table that's causing these people to have to step their game up at a minimum. And then people are going to start to realize, wait a minute, this guy wants to do this, advocating the Declaration of Independence, a liberty and a respect. You know, something like this. I also see this. And what do we have a bunch of children do? They found out about gun control. They felt very upset. Within 1 week, they had a global walkout of school. So with digital equipment today, anything could change in 24 hours. And I have faith. I have faith because I see us evolving, not devolving. I
All
see
right.
us answering the right questions and doing the right thing at forward.
All right. Some of the questions that people left out was the fact that there are presently lawsuits against the governor of New York for allowing people that had coronavirus to go inside the nursing homes, killing a huge number of residents, senior citizens. So for those who like that one-party system, yes, your governor, they're putting governor of New York and New Jersey, both gonna have to go to trial to get the evidence of why so many people from a nursing home, senior citizens, were killed during coronavirus. And they played politics with medications that could have helped some of those senior citizens, and they still continue to play politics with it, including small business. If you know New York is down to 0.1 coronavirus.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good.
And then they still continue to close a lot of businesses, and a lot of businesses are complaining, but nobody's listening because we have New York is a 90% Democratic town, upstate the same thing. So you do need competition in New York, and as long as you go along with your 2 parties, you get what you get. The governor tells you what he wants when he wants, right? Your Democratic Party folks tell you what you want. Matter of fact, just a week ago, they boasted that they made $40 million in one night. I guess that's some of your money. Where's that $40 million going to go? $40 million in one night. There's a lot of schools that money could have helped, right? $40 million went to one party. You understand?
And I also believe
And they
that
both, between 2 parties, you're talking right now, they're boasting $200 million running for the campaign or more.
multiple times we have money missing from our system, and I want to say yes, it's part of our kinesthetics, our IR, what's called one myopic view. What we think, each one of us feel this. It's part of our mental framing.
But can we go to why so many innocent senior citizens died in the nursing home? Because, like I said, there are a lot of independent folks
Yeah,
that don't have as much power. That's actually suing the government, Democratic
Yeah.
Party, both in New Jersey and New York, for allowing their parents to die.
well, I believe
People are actually suing the government.
right. Well,
right now.
what are they
For-
seeing? They're
for-
seeing
for
a lack
people
of
that-
they're seeing
yeah.
no design. They're
There are a lot
seeing they don't see an orchestrated implementation of safety in a way that makes sense. Design would do that, and especially if I reach out to all the people and say, look, certain websites, certain phone numbers, we want your feedback. I would want your feedback. I know what I see. I know what I would like. I'd like to my grandparents, and not only that, myself and other people to be taken care of as you get to be educated and more in life. I don't want to say older or
So
you become
as
a
a
senior
presidential
citizen.
candidate, what would you recommend they do for the nursing home to not have that happen again? Because most of the people that died in New York
Honestly, George,
City,
honestly,
what would you recommend under the
I
coronavirus?
also see, because of the health things I've accomplished, and I've earned the nicknames A to Z and the doctor. I see this by what I would implement being cut down in 90 days across America, period.
Mm.
Not many people can say that, but I have people who will tell you what I've accomplished because I've done it with them. And we don't really have people at the top who have direct knowledge of science and business together.
Mhm.
When you understand epigenetics, it means every one of your cells and every one of the beautiful people listening right now,
Mhm.
every cell has up to 10,000 gene alterations a day. What other candidate knows bioscience? Let me ask you that question. So when someone says to me, well, we don't trust you, I would say, that's a no-no, because you're having a disrespect against me, and I don't even haven't had an opportunity to show you I've lied to you. I've not. And I'm a person of my word.
Mhm.
So I don't see that in other people running, is why I'm giving up my life, coming forward, and at least stepping up this game for us, creating some respect with what beautiful.
All right. Now, usually candidates get blamed for what they call double talk.
Yeah.
So straight talk, what would you say to a person who have lost their family, father, son, grandmother in a nursing home because mistakes or errors from a political candidate, not political candidate, but the governor of New York, who knew, and there are facts that he knew, and he sent people that had coronavirus into a nursing home, killing a lot of innocent senior citizens. And there are legal challenges now. People are independently going and get their own lawyers to sue the government
Yes.
for allowing these people to die.
Yes.
And they were tractor trailer loads of dead bodies on Utica Avenue
Mm.
from the African American community or across the
Right.
board. People on tractor trailers that were dead, hundreds of bodies,
Yes.
and they haven't done anything about it.
What I would want to do is I would want to see a fund, because mistakes are going to happen to begin with. So first off, a fund should have been set aside to allow for what mistakes may happen. Number one. Number two, an apology directly to those families must occur. I would deeply apologize on behalf of what had happened, and I would want it to be visible that outreach programs and, let's say, trailered programs and assistance programs be put into wherever we had seen a higher outbreak, handing out leaflets, educating people, being proactive to take care of all of what we see as poor design. Let me explain this. When you mention the word design, it includes everything. It means every one of your concerns that you feel bad about has to be addressed. Because then I believe with this, we would be able to readdress in a complete picture. It would be evident to us that we're having a respect come back to us for the money we pay in our taxes, that we are the most strongest nation on this globe. But why aren't we also wise as much as we are strong? We are not. My name is Charles Richard Zerilli, for the Declaration of Independence Party, running for the president of this beautiful United States, breaking molds, which I feel is one of the best things that has to happen today, because we don't really hear anyone mentioning design, mentioning the Declaration of Independence, which formed our nation, which causes a solidarity through what it is. And most people wouldn't see this, but I broke the Declaration down 3 and 4 and 5 words and what it really meant. And what I see clearly, it is a declaration that goes from birth to death, whether you're a person, business, or government, in a fair balance. Now, anyone talking of design, you have to entertain everything. You also have to allow whatever mistakes may be made. No one has ever dealt with a pandemic on the face of this globe before in a modern time like we are now. And if it is our government back then who they've not done it and handled it right last time, then why aren't we including people who are directly science knowledge in our political field today? That's what I have to add. So my name is Charles Richard Zarelli, the Declaration of Independence Party. I need your help. I need to be on those ballots. Anyone listening, please contact me through timetojoin.us, timetojoin.us. Let me give you again. That's time, the word time, timetojoin.us. We are not a .com. We are .us. And the phone number you can also call, 718-865-8720. Let me give it to you again, 718-865-8720. My design would include senior citizens. I love senior citizens. I could sit down, have a cup of tea, and talk for hours, and I have. And the stories that are just such the educations from all the experienced people. You're not old to me, you're experienced. And this is what we're not having is appreciation in the beautiful we are.
And the number in the studio is 212-219-9695, 212-219-9695. All the way live, we're going to take your calls in about a minute and a half. Stand by for more, 212-219-9695. So call us, stand by.
Yeah, right.
Still got it, still? You know, Pastor, young age, about 30 some years.
I love when senior citizens call. They're so concerned.
Yeah.
And someone's taken away from them. I mean,
I'm saying,
it kills
most
you,
of
man.
them that died right there. Most New York and New Jersey.
Right,
And they actually would go.
right. But we should have funding. We should have something already to understand if mistakes are going to happen. How does that fall?
Well,
No one takes the blame.
you're looking for Trump to say that. When somebody lost their family, say mistake.
Well, guess
You're gonna get a lot
what?
of trouble.
Life ain't perfect.
Well, I'm just saying. Somebody's parents get died. You're ready for a fist fight. Mistake. Some of my daddy, my mother, mistake. They'll start shooting. Let's be careful how you say mistakes. The only mistakes is the one in the plate. You missed the mistake. No mistake, we would like you in trouble. I'm just protecting you from the folks that really drive your neck.
I believe we have to reorchestrate people to understand life ain't perfect.
Yeah.
And we have to have some tolerance. We've gotten so politicized today. When did this stop? You know?
Inside of a PAT where the people comes first. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Where you calling from? Yes, sir. How are you? Where you calling from? Queens. All right. Go ahead.
Hey, how are you today?
Respect. Yes,
Yes.
sir.
I think it's actually a lot simpler than we're being led to believe. As part of what the Declaration says is we need to respect our immigrants. My grandfather came over on the
Could you
boat.
turn down? Is there someone in the background?
Yeah, that's all right.
All right,
New
go
York
ahead.
City isn't got a cop car behind it. What do you
I
want?
know. Are you home or you on the street?
That's okay.
No. Do me a minute. You're on your line.
I'm
Go
used
ahead.
to it. That's
ahead.
all right. I believe our immigrants need to be respected without even a question. In fact, there must be a clarity of when you come into this country that you have a clear path to follow. And I don't believe it's acceptable for anyone to be treated who's an immigrant who our declaration says it's important to respect our immigrants coming into our country. And aside from that, if you really look at it, when our country was formed, immigrants from all over the world come here. In fact, probably 80% of everyone in the United States right now came from someone who was a foreigner who came in through their descendants. So I do not see that it's acceptable in any way, shape, or form to hurt our immigrants. Now, let me be fair to the other side of the coin. The other side of the coin is when is it a point if we have too many people in our country that the resources become depleted? Most people really don't want to see that. Although our whole American land is 5% of the world's mass. So we're like 1 nickel out of 20 nickels out of the dollar, but we use 30% of the world's resources. When do we accept that we can handle to go forwards in a positive motion in what we consume and how we act and what we do. Now, can I see the real numbers? I don't believe any of the numbers we're hearing are real. So I believe someone who does design, I would want to reflect it back on the people and say, hey, look, this is what we're up against. This is what we feel. What do you think? And let's have forums that we can have people input. So
All right,
immigrants very important to
Yeah,
respect.
call a question too. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Well, well,
I appreciate your
as you
question.
know, hold
Thank
on,
you.
caller. As you know, the campaign for mayor of New York already started. You have about 6 or 7 people running, right? We 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 even have a radio.
Hmm.
And then you have people that are stuck to one party that can't open their mind, right?
You know, so one thing I've always found is no matter who is a higher stature or not, who are the globalization people, who aren't. One thing I've always found is there's always somehow to compromise with everything that is happening across the board. And we have to appreciate while these people are looking to globalize in a different way, and where a lot of us are offended by this, not that I'm sticking up for them. When you see design, how did America become number one? We also have to appreciate that we're the first on the whole entire global stasis. So in what they've done, have they stopped? No. In a mental framing, can they stop? Are they addicted in a certain degree? I think so. Why? Because they've always made money. They've made us number one. So yes, while we want to change things, we also have to show appreciation that they've gotten us to this point while it needs to be fixed. So while I'm not sticking up for them, I am sticking up for them, but I see by design, we don't want to fight everyone in a lawsuit forever because with climate and all the rest of this and all these things happening, wreck it homeless, you know, when does it stop and when do we say, how do we negotiate a compromise with everything possible? I think like Benjamin Franklin, he was very good at that. And although our framers tried to make it work, and I have a documentation right here, and on my Zoom room, if you go on time to join.us, you can get the Zoom room and we let you in, no problem, no password needed. But I have an old copy of the Declaration and a new copy of the Declaration. When they drafted it, and this is before the gentleman was the physical drafter and he physically crafted the final version of it. But when you look at the new one, I'm showing George here, the word united and the word states are used in capital letters.
Correct.
And then the final draft, they took the word and they made united so little teeny small. Why? Because because they tried.
Okay.
Yeah.
Caller, what do you think the reason that?
God. Mm.
Well, it sounds like
You're talking about the kinesthetics, and I agree.
you're a pretty good student. Were you an A class or a B class student? No, I'm not just this your class. I'm saying when you went to some go to school, some go to school. Hold on, some go to school and they like they say they're passed. You know, some barely pass. Some go to school and they actually leave school to go start another career.
And what about the people who are paying to get their high passing grades? That to me, that's not acceptable. As far as I'm concerned, I
And
like
some
to make
leave
programs.
school because they have so much
Right.
common sense to make more money working at what they like, whether what a trade, developing an idea, and they become millionaires. He's the guy that created the different internet. A lot of these guys just left school. They're
Sure.
school dropouts.
Sure. But that's the advantage of being in America, because you can do and be an American as we can. And I think that's the advantage. The same we should accept our immigrants is the same we have so many different businesses.
All right, one more short question before the top of the hour. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And it
All
has
right,
a
all
lot.
right. One
That needs to be
question,
corrected.
caller. Do you know how many parties are running? Because some people just stuck to two parties. You know how many parties are running for president of the United States? How many candidates? Because you have Green Party, Blue Party. How many parties do you have?
Oh, there's at least six. There's 6 or 7, and you only hear about 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 at
The
most.
guys with the most money
Right.
get to play the tune because everybody's stuck to those two.
And that's
And they get to control everything,
Yeah.
right?
So I'd like to add too, there's one thing that no one is speaking of, which I believe is right in front of us, and it's suffering. And I think everything on this planet, before the moment you're born to the moment you go, we suffer. So when is that considered as a tabulation? And I think it's important because no one is speaking of how to be considerate of these things, because everything and anyone is going to have that opportunity. But how do we treat it? Where's the respect by design that we see? And my intentions are, I'm sorry, what's your name, by the way? Vigil, thank you, Vigil. I see that we need to have a balance by attracting people back to our government, letting things be open where they feel part of it. As a professional for 40 years doing customer service, and I go into tens of thousands of people's homes like yourself, I was the most callback person. I had the least amount of follow-ups as far as something that was a problem I did. I was the most requested, being so respected because I respect people. And I think what I found is giving people choices and including you in what's happening lets people feel confident and feel that you have a control because you're part of it. When we exclude people and you feel like we're helpless, I feel like I'm helpless, honestly. And I know a lot of people feel that. That's why I've given up my life. I've not fished in 7 years. Why? Because there's things happening. I don't want to go into too many things because I could scare the heck out of everybody. The bottom line is there's so many things happening. And what I'm going to do is I will be back on WPAT again. And when I am, I would like to make a can you deal with it session, because I have a list of things that we see happening that no one is talking about these things. So it's not 5 or 10 or 15 items or 20 items. I mean, there's so many. Who is going to forefront this? Only someone who can complete a design pattern, like on a spreadsheet, calculate things. Hey, don't get me wrong. I'm not looking to hurt our national security. I'm not looking to hurt our positions being globally the #1. This is beautiful. Hey, man, we are the strongest in the nation. This is very prestigious. But when do we consider everything that we don't have to hide it, attracting people back in? I think this is going to form a new political forum, which I see it as non-political. Why? Because the Declaration of Independence said so.
Thank you very much, sir. Much
Thank
respect.
you.
We'll be here till 6 o'clock and then 9 to 10. So we are all afternoon, all right? Respect. Good, good.
My answers are right so far. Is that right?
Let them talk, let them talk.
We gotta raise the temperature.
Show them out loud to talk. Who have ears to hear, let them hear.
All right, so you have to hold on because we're going to commercials, so we'll come back up 3 minutes after. All right, so you're going to call me back or you're going to stay online? Yeah, but you could hold, if you want to hold, you'll be first online. So about 2 minutes or so, 2 or 3 minutes. Hold on. Yeah, a story you're calling.
Okay. And then once I do sign off after that, do I sign off?
Hang around. We're going to run like a 15 minutes music break. Come on, we're promoting.
Okay.
If you want to leave before, we're good to go. Yeah.
Well, up to you. I mean, yeah.
Before, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people like that. Still missing you.
Right. And
They
I
stuck to
know
one
that.
party. Do you think you're gonna win?
Right.
Why you in here? Why you interrupting my party? You right, young fella? Why you interrupting my party? You're gonna let my party lose. 360 million people, and you worried about your party.
I look at it this way. All pieces make the roof.
Yeah, come on, give me a break. Well, why you getting in here? You're gonna interrupt my party.
Right.
Let him be in your party. I told last week, I said, don't party. If you're gonna promote your party,
Right.
put some money behind the party. We can talk all afternoon.
Right.
You gotta pay bills to keep this thing going.
Right. Be intelligent about it.
Right, go into your piggy bank.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Get
Right.
something new candidate. You know what I mean? Stop wasting your money on the party.
Right.
How you doing over there? Hey.
Hey, ain't nobody got no more people.
Let's talk, right?
Let them talk,
And
let
this
them
is
talk.
what Dr. Franklin
Show
said.
them out loud to talk. the sun is on go to theater. Everywhere them go, you know what we them back up here.
Number in the studio is 212-219-9695, 212-219-9695. That's 212-219-9695. We're right back right after commercial break. So line your calls up and you can't say you didn't get an opportunity. 212-219-9695. Get your calls in earlier.
I'm not no time, it's production and moving further. Let them talk, let them talk, let them talk. We believe in Jah. Let them talk, let them talk, let them talk, let them talk. Cause we are praising Jah.
AM 930 WPAT Patterson.
Actually meant for water.
There's a saying we have in the Caribbean. We are stronger united. And that's why I work as a census team. We have our masks and are ready to make sure everyone is safely counted. Completing the 2020 census will impact how federal funding flows to our neighborhoods for schools, housing, and health clinics. And don't worry, personal information is kept safe and confidential.
It's not too late. Shape your future. Start here at 2020census.gov. Paid for by U.S. Census Bureau.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-818-3967. 800-818-3967. That's 800-818-3967. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-654-0759. 800-654-0759. That's 800-654-0759.
Attention parents. Has your child or teen used Juul e-cigarettes and become addicted to nicotine? A recent government report shows a dramatic rise in nicotine use and addiction with children and teens due to vaping and e-cigarette use. The government declared e-cigarettes to be a major health concern. These risks include nicotine addiction and dependence, nicotine poisoning, respiratory issues, and even seizures. Call 800-266-1310. That's 800-266-1310.
There's a saying we have in the Caribbean. We are stronger united. And that's why I work as a census team. We have our masks and are ready to make sure everyone is safely counted. Completing the 2020 census will impact how federal funding flows to our neighborhoods for schools, housing, and health clinics. And don't worry, personal information is kept safe and confidential.
It's not too late. Shape your future. Start here at 2020census.gov. Paid for by U.S. Census Bureau.
This is Multicultural Radio Broadcasting's WPAT AM 930.
What's the age group there? An average listener is 50 to 90.
We got 20, about 85.
If you really want, you can get it if you really want, but you must try and try, try and try. You'll succeed at last.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom.
Persecution, you must fear.
I'll wait.
Dream.
One or two.
You can get it. Don't hold it for sale now. You can get it if you really want.
Speaking of getting it when you really want, you're inside Culture Zone, and our candidate running, or the candidate running for office of the United States, President of the United States of America, and call us all the questions you always want to ask. And for those who are brave enough to run, don't forget we run for president. At some point, you're going to need a bodyguard because people have their own ideas about who should run and why. As you notice, they killed Kennedy before he had a chance to run for president. So there are a lot of things you have to be brave enough to go on that street and say you're running. Timid people can't run for president. I know that. And if you want me to run, you got to put your money where your mouth is, you know. Just can't run with $50, you know what I mean? Your candidate for some parties, $250 million on one side, $200 million from one side. So how many millions do you think I should run with? If you want me to run, right? Come on, step up now. No, it's no time for baloney talk. Caller, you on the air? Welcome in. Yes, you're on the air. Yes.
Hello. Good afternoon. Yes. 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 Mhm. I think that this is something that when I mention the word design, which I know is not clear, design is how we run the government in every aspect. I respect all races and all religions. And I did reach out to probably several thousand, including every national TV and radio station across America. And I am trying as hard as I can to expose myself in every way, shape, and possible, respectably. I've reached out to the 1,800 billionaires across America with several emails. You know, I got one response: "Don't bother me anymore." And so, what I see is, I would congratulate Reverend Al Sharpton, and I would say, how do you think we could remedy this to cause a new solidarity, to let all people know we respect you. I don't care if you're blue, green, black, white, brown, gay, bi, trans. I don't care. I love people. And when I meet people, I've hung out with every different race and religion. In my rentals 20 years ago, my first tenants were black. Guess what? When my friends say to me, "Oh, do you know this about who this?" I said, "What do you mean?" Like, I'm ignorant that way because I don't look at someone as a color. I think being in the top position, how would this be corrected? So now you have a feeling of how I feel. Very simple. I feel recrafting our constitution to match 7.9 billion people and only growing. It's really 7.8. Why do I say the extra 100 million? Because when you do design, you need to overcalculate to be respective of accuracy, to calculate what is going to happen next, to ad lib what you see is about to happen. So by changing our constitution, which when 13 years passed from 1776 in the Declaration, and what I see it was a respect to life and balance, it lost something in the 13 years. It also lost the word united in being in all capitals. So recrafting our constitution openly, making business and viably explaining and showing, including all people, there are going to be some people who aren't going to like things, but guess what? You're not going to please everyone all the time. But I also believe there's a lot of people who don't like it because they've not been treated with respect. They've not been shown the decency of what life is. And they've not actually seen how that we could fit more as a unison, being the world's strongest nation, let alone we are not that smart as far as from our government down. And I don't mean disrespecting anyone, except it has to be recrafted is what I see. So my answer to you would be is I did reach out and I am not stopping. I see a balance, and with me being able to reach out to all these different people, and a lot of them have not gotten back, and why? Usually they'll at least get back to you and say, all right, well, we aren't interested. But I've had a text that was taken and someone incorporated it and used one of my vacation texts from last year and sent it to one of my assistants. And when it did that, it was not from any phone number that is able to text. I went to the FBI twice. The FBI has not gotten back to me. So what does that mean about media? So now that would be another thing. We need to protect our news media people. They're being desecrated. They're being hurt. Globally is one thing, but in the United States, I believe you have media, there's amendment rights that protect our media and people who are DJs, in fact, advocating certain things.
Independent producers.
Yes.
And we're what you call it, extinct. We are zooming along extinction.
Well, we need to protect that, and we need to have the laws that people need to follow. We need to guide. We need to re-implement. I'll give you one example better, because I know this is along the line of what you're going at. So we see, okay, defunding the police department, a lot of happy people. Oh yeah, we're defunding it, but is it being done the right way? Where is the oversight committees? Because what do we see is money now being put into security, for schools for security. What did that do? Where are the implementations of psychologists and therapists and sociologists who would be mobile, who would be able to encounter people who have problems that were not really respecting people in this way, to give them decency, not just from a police officer who's not trained, for someone who has a mentally challenged issue. We don't see the design, which is including everything of respect and decency from our government, I believe, is what needs to be done. And I refuse to think that my niece, for some reason, when she may get older, because we're negating things, we're negating people, now negating our earth, how far does it go? I have something in front of me right now, and I believe this is relative because no one is really saying the truth, and everyone is so politically sensitive today. And instead of being tolerant to deal with each other in respect, when Benjamin Franklin wrote this, he was trying to win his campaign. And I don't say this to scare people, although this is one tactic that is being used, is you scare people and make people act. I'll be honest with you, I wanted to say that because it's not my genre. My genre is show respect and decency. Let's move forwards in a new way that we're showing a decency to people and advocating this. We do model people. There's part of, and he wrote in this, and they put this in a paper, and it says, join or die. I feel we should act like the room is on fire and we need to do something about it. So I believe the same way the children reach the well, what I see, what I agree. I agree. That's not acceptable. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. No, you can't put words in my mouth. You can't put words in my mouth because I don't want you to vote for Democrat.
Hold on, caller. You gotta listen.
I don't want you to vote for Democrat or Republican. I want you to vote for Charles Richards, really the Declaration of Independence Party. Why? Because that is breaking the mold. So please don't ad lib where you think that I'm advocating either one. Do you know why? I'll tell you one good reason why. Because they have to find commonality to join. Honestly, in 90 days, I would have this pandemic spiraling down and done. By what I've done, I have a 97% accuracy rating of forefronting what's in front of me. They can't say that. I have professional licenses to prove it. Bringing me in there, I'm going to shake the tree, but I'm going to catch them when they fall and I say, okay, what would you like to do now? I don't want to hurt those who are at the top to ruin our system, but we have to have these people compliant for the people. The government is about the people. And that's why I'm giving up my life as if I was you, stepping into this arena with respect for all of us.
Thank you, caller.
Thank you. Appreciate your question.
You can get it if you really want, but you must try.
For a second, I thought you were going to take a hatchet out. For a second, I thought you were going to take a hatchet.
You succeed at
Got a little sweaty too, but I'm like,
persecution you must bear. Win and lose, you've got to get your share. Got your mind set on a dream. You can get it.
But it's always the term that gets off.
If you really
Stop talking tired. First across the line and they go up and
Guess what? Sometimes that golf course that's in the background is like a little guy that beats everybody out.
you succeed at that.
for all those running for the two top dogs in the race, two horses in the race. Remember, all you have to do is turn on your racetrack from the racehorse. I'm sure you several stations running. I'm sure it'll be about 10 horses in the race. And don't mind those two horses take off first, because somewhere along the line, maybe number 8 will come in the winner. And that's why the bookies have fun, because they know they'll put the first two horses out there. They'll run them, tie them out. The last furlong to go, and maybe one trip over themselves.
And
one get tired.
Yes.
And before you know, could be number 9 that comes up a winner. So you got win and place. Sometimes when you gamble, you got win and place. Sometimes you buy one horse to win, one to place, and you maybe throw chips for third, so that way you don't lose your whole. You know what I mean? When I ran track and field, for those who talk about horse, when I ran track and field in New York, I ran Nassau Coliseum. I ran against Brooklyn Tech.
Yeah.
I ran in Madison Square Garden.
Wow.
And I ran the 200. When I ran the Van Cortlandt Park in the Bronx, there were at least maybe 100 people in the cold, maybe like 20 degrees outside. Wow. We get out there, we grease ourselves up in Van Cortlandt Park, and it's raining, freezing rain, and we got to run 3.5 miles. And here I am from Newtown High School in Queens, and I'm running. You know, I could look at the field and say, well, it's 200 people. What's the chance I get? But sure, I come in. I think I remember one year. I think it was 1974.
I love it.
74 or 75. Out of 200 people, I came in about 35. So you figure that out. You figure that out. My time, the winning time, was about 13 minutes. 13, 12 point something, 13.
Not bad.
I was lucky to come with a couple other guys at 14.5, running 3.5 miles, because, you know, we were fit. So if you think that is just your two-part that's running out front, somebody else could upset the card. Don't be surprised. People may get sick and tired, just like how Trump won, because you all had what was her name, Hillary. You all had Hillary out front by about 50 points, and Hillary have not yet. In her mind, she thinks she won. She's still walking around saying, I won. When you lose, you lose. When Obama was running, most people told me, the same station, for those who've been listening long enough, I told them, as they said, well, there's no chance Obama's going to win. Number one is black. And guess what? He beat somebody else's butt that was in the race. And it's been how many years? I'm still here. So for those who think they're smart, my smart students, 212-219-9695, I dare you come in here and try to tell me something that I don't know already. I've been up that street. I know what that street looked like. They told me plain blank, Obama was not going to win. He beat somebody else's butt. I even had people that still in politics. Some of them moved on and have big cushy jobs for the governor. Some working for the mayor. Some working behind the scenes. Some are real still mean. But the fact of the matter is, I had them in this same station before we moved downtown. They were challenging me, telling me up front, no, I had no chance in the world. Election day, they all had egg on their face. Did they come to apologize to me? Hell no. What they did was run up and decide to act like they were with Obama the first time. A lot of them are hypocrites. And I'll tell you, I could call some names, maybe later. I'll tell you who those hypocrites are. So all those who line up behind the party, I could tell you right now, all of you old Democrats out there and all you Republicans, stay up late, buy a whole bunch of coffee, because the party that you think they're going to win is either side. If you wake up in the morning and find that your partner don't win, don't commit a heart attack. Don't commit suicide. Don't be stupid about it. We're both on issues and not tissues. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
I'd like to also add that I'd like to share myself one step better. I have a Zoom that we do 4 times a month, the first Wednesday and then the Sunday right after that. So it's the first week. And then the third week, the Wednesday and Sunday. So if you go to timetojoin.us, TIMETOJOIN.us, that's basically my website at this point. It's a temporary site as it came up. And I'm proud of it because we are forefronting a new solidarity and respect and decency for all people, and we are the responsible party across the globe. We have to take this and run with it, because we can't just negate some of these things. But I invite anyone who'd like to come to the Zoom. Usually have no passwords, and anyone, come one, come all. You can listen on a phone. If you have someone, just get the phone number. I apologize, I don't have it, but the next time we come and see George, we'll have the phone number for you then. And we'll talk about some other topics, because I think there's a lot of things about design that people really don't understand. But I did bring with me right now, and I have it. I have one of the blueprints that I've designed literally, and we don't see this from our government at all, but like I had said, a spreadsheet. And this is something that I'm going to hold it up to my Zoom people so they can see it on the camera there. This basically is a plan and a blueprint that had to be inspected, not just accepted by an architect, because I'm the one who put it together. I had a draft to do all of my criterial affirmations that implemented what we needed to do, which this is what's called an RPZ device. It's protecting New York City waters from any commercial usage or toxicities. So when you have a blueprint, it's considering the safety, the usage, what's happening next, how long it'll be used for, the maintenance, what service it'll give you, how many people will it serve at a maximum and minimum. So we don't really see by design these questions in a governmental stand that I think when people get educated, I know I am changing the game rules. And I love us. We are beautiful, and especially that when I found so many things about us and what we can do and accomplish, that these things aren't being brought to the table. So changing the Constitution from the Declaration of Independence Party, I think, is the best feature on the table.
We'll be right back right after this. The number in the studio, 212-219-9695. The real program, Culture on inside WPAT. I know you don't expect to hear this from your party, right? Yeah. Your party. And we're not keeping a party here. We're just being realistic. There's something in school called logic. Most places you don't get it till you get to college, the second or third level. So we teach logics here. LOGICS. Look it up. And we don't brainwash you into thinking that one party can save the world. When Jesus had a problem, a lot of the disciples went to sleep. Jesus said, "Watch while I pray." Half of those folks went to sleep. When they woke up, they took Jesus away. After that, a lot of them wrote books. Everybody wrote a book, but Jesus was the one on the cross. Don't forget that. All your brainwashed folks out there. Jesus couldn't even depend on his own disciple. Watch while I pray. They all went to sleep. Don't forget that, all you in front row of church tomorrow. The only one that was crucified was Jesus. I'll be right back right after this. Man say, watch while I pray. Them suckers couldn't stay awake. You ever hear ministers talk that way? No, they all want to fuck after that. Judas spun out and got the money. When he came back and realized the only guy that could help him, he helped to the feet. Right, piece of silver. When they crucified him, oh, I'm so sorry. They swore out trying to cut the guy's ear off. It's too late, man. This is the Father's plan. You don't act up the bumps on the table. That's fact. He said, watch while I pray. Those bums couldn't even watch.
I think we should get rid of that electoral college.
Why?
Simple, Connecticut. Why we should get rid of it? That's it. If I'm running against you, and I have more votes than you, and you would.
No, but you gotta understand the reason. The reason why these things were set up. Listen, scientifically, the reason why these were set up, because you got smaller states with smaller population. Hold on. That way, only the big states We'll
from
determine
down
everything.
to what you go. No.
The finalists know what they were
because
doing.
they are full of us down south.
Nah,
They're
y'all
the ones
know.
that's giving. You better read your
Well, he'll explain that. We'll bring that up.
We should get rid of it. That's it.
We who?
The people. That's
You
who.
got 360 million people. If you get 40%, if you get 50% of the vote for election, you get plenty. I could guarantee you every money in your bank. I could guarantee every money in your bank. Only 45% of the people will vote this time. You can't even get 80% of people to vote.
Electoral college should be banned.
You can't get 80%. Anytime you get, if you ever get 200 million people vote, you get some action in this country.
It should be banned.
And half the people go to sleep.
I would like to add this.
Right.
Are you open? Are you an open person?
Yeah.
You hear what I'm saying, right?
Yes.
I used to agree with you 100%.
Right.
I believe if the government acted in a different way and understood there was respect, and someone who came in might have done the wrong thing, and they don't want that person coming in, then it would help to have had that. I want to give you a free copy when I'm done with my book. I'm just about done with it. And then I think you might say, well, what happens if it works in reverse and we have people starting, they don't know any better. This guy's a lot of money and he can do a good show dance, but he's not going to change the system right. That's the only reason why I say, well, then how do you make the system? Because let's say we got rid of racism, we took care of people, we have balance. We have our hospitals, have basements that are equipped with medical stuff, vacuum sealed.
The number in the studio is 212-219-9695, 212-219-9695 inside Culture Zone, 212-219-9695. Your candidate, the candidate will be speaking shortly. So line the calls up, 212-219-9695. And the candidate that is running is not a Democrat or Republican, nor Right to Life. He'll let you know exactly know what party line he's running on. So when you go in the voting booth, you got a chance to switch, right? Which most the top two parties are upset. They don't like independent thinkers. They're worried about the independent vote, and this is what this is about. If they lose enough votes, maybe they'll pay your attention. As long as you keep voting for the green horse or the blue horse all the time, you get what you get. And your bridges may fall in the ocean because the money didn't go there. Same when you're riding on. So look, there could be missing bolts in that bridge. You know which one you travel about regular because they didn't put the money where it's supposed to go. They're not thinking about, oh shoot, there goes the bridge.
Right. The one thing that bothers me, when I see, you can't help it, when you start to do design, you can't mention everything to drive yourself nuts. I look at our bridges. They took out on Staten Island now the Godwin Bridge, the Outer Bridge, and they changed them. And instead of the stanchions being straight up, when you understand physics, it's what's called a point of fulcrum. When something is right, strong, I can have you hold 1,000 pounds up like this, but the second you go like this, it's going to go. You're not going to catch it. They put the stanchions in our bridge leaning out. So I called up the governor and the mayor, and I said, whoever did your design, if we have an earthquake big enough, it's going to shake those stanchions, and then what? You're going to hurt our bridges. I said, take a 2-inch pole, magnesium or something, whatever stainless steel, and put it so it connects the top of them, marrying them all.
Okay.
Let's talk about good design. No, they never got back to me. Right.
They don't know that. They know everything. They got paint.
But these are the things. So when you do this, and now weather's not getting better, but we have to allow for the ground to shake and things like this, and then make these small columns. I mean, we ain't Superman. I'm a New Yorker.
Where's that second spot?
Yes.
When you did the first one?
We did one right.
What that?
How about a quarter? 10 after 5 after?
10 to 4?
No, about quarter after 3. About the first one.
303, yeah.
I started off high. My name is Charles, which is really running for the United States. So when they slice it out, we'll know.
So come on strong with the phone numbers and everything. Inside Culture Zone, WPAT, AM 930, AM stands for Must Listen to Radio, 2 to 6, and then 9 to 10. Tell your friends about it. We're here, and the issues are here.
Hi, gang. My name is Charles Richard Zarelli, running for the President of our beautiful United States. With so much wrong and items that are wrong, And a lot of us are just so frustrated in many aspects. The word design is relative to our government, is every aspect they do, is everything that's going wrong. And to make it right, it is so key. Design doesn't just remedy housing or education, homeless, racism, or our climate, but a lot more than that. Design is so key. A few things I will forefront is to remove voter suppression that right now is legal in 27 states, hurting our real democracy. We don't want to redefine that word to think we're mentioning the word democracy, yet we don't include all these people who go to vote. We can't allow that. Do you care? I do. Let's care together, running for the Declaration of Independence Party with open design. That's right, the Declaration of Independence Party is including open design for our beautiful people, and I need your support. Get me on that ballot. I will not let you down. Any donations is excellent. Even more so, people who don't have money, that's fine. Your name and information helps me get on that ballot. That's even more important. I want to see my niece have a safe tomorrow, and that includes all of us. My name is Charles Richard Zarelli, running for the president of our beautiful United States. My website, timetojoin.us. That's timetojoin.us, timetojoin.us, timetojoin.us. And then for those who don't want to use a computer, I want to include you, senior citizens who've been turned off to electronics. What do we do? Forget our seniors? No, that's not by good design. So I'm going to give you a phone number for those who are interested and who want to communicate by a phone. 718-865-8720. Once again, 718-865-8720. I'll give it to you again. 718-865-8720. We're looking to make a safe, solid future. And what I want to see is 50, 100 years safe.
Yes,
Evident always to everyone be clear. My name is Charles Richard Zarelli, running for our beautiful United States of America.
Inside Culture Zone. This segment is brought to you also by Wash and Fold Super Laundry when you're too busy for your own clothes. 718-341-1000, 718-341-1000. You come to they come to your house and get your laundry. 718-341-1000. Be right back, right after this, including you on the telephone.
Too much antagonist.
Number in the studio is 212-219-9695 to go on live. 212-219-9695.
Wolves and leopards are trying to
You've done a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Too much
So you
information.
did one,
Too much
430, 428, 429, someone take off the spot. Put on a separate CD.
Too much still there.
Just a commercial. You ran a commercial. 430, 431. There's a commercial. 431?
420.
We're at the crossroads,
430, yeah.
and this is
Yeah,
the time of decision.
Put on a separate CD.
Too much informers.
Huh? There might be another dollar.
Too much still
Okay, 420
there.
to win.
Say
Too
430.
much informers.
Yeah, I thought it was in there.
Too much still
Spot, man, live spot.
there.
430 to win. 5.
430 to 431. The spot. Commercial. You just get it live.
You have archives online? You have archives?
No.
You can't go back and listen to your program this time?
No, we could take all this program
Right.
from say from 3 to 5. You take it with
Too much watching deep. It's time the wolves that leave the sheep.
Go listen, you queue it up.
Too
Commercial
much
you read live. You read the last
watching
verse.
It's time the wolves that leave the
Yeah, we want that about 60 seconds.
wolves
Sorry
and
about that.
leopards
That's it,
are
one
trying
CD.
to
Might be a
kill
little more than that.
the
Might be
sheep
close.
and the shepherd. Wolves and leopards
Phone
are
number was on
trying
the
to
website,
kill the sheep and the
Website was on there too.
shepherd.
And the phone number?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Take it off. They can do one more. We want to do one. Bring it out of here. Take it off.
Too much
And then you get the 2
informers.
hours right around with.
Too much still there.
So from 3.
Wolves and leopards are trying to
Give
kill
me from
the
what's that?
sheep and the shepherd.
2 to 6.
Wolves and leopards are trying to kill the sheep and the shepherd.
We can do 2 hours.
Too much watching
So-
deep. It's time the wolves that
Right, you better
leave the
get from
sheep.
Huh?
So Mike, whatever I had
Too
time
much
to say,
watching
you heard me when I'm coming back,
It's
right?
time the
No,
wolves
no,
that
no.
leave the
Cool,
sheep.
man.
Fly
I don't play that kind of
away.
Thank you, man.
Oh, tell
You listen?
me.
Inside Culture Zone, we go live to caller, say caller, and hello caller, where you calling from? What area? Yes, sir. Where you calling from? What area? You're on the air. Where you calling from? What area? We're in New York, Brooklyn, right? And you have a question for the candidate. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, go. We're listening to you. Don't listen to the radio. You turn the radio down. Don't listen to the radio. Or go into a separate location. Let's talk to the candidate live. You got a question? Don't listen to the radio. Turn the radio down. Just talk directly to the candidate. Are you going to get a feedback? We have a delay going too, yeah. Yeah, just talk to the candidate. Just ask the question. Go ahead. Go ahead, ask the question.
Go ahead. Bless you. Okay.
The top of the
the Democrat, the only black man on the Supreme Court. But apart from that, what are your agenda, particular agenda for people in general? Because in my book, All Life is Matter, I don't choose to understand what is social equality. I don't know what is that. So I want if you can explain what is social equality and actually what is your agenda for people in general.
Okay. I feel very confident. My history in my life has been around multicultural people since I've been young. My first tenants that I brought into my home were Afro-American. I actually lived there on and off. I have great relations with many different neighbors of all race and religions. In fact, in Stapleton Heights is where one of my rentals are. Not only do I have great neighbors, but we get along, and we get along real well. I've never looked at anyone around me who is anything other than just what I see as a human being. And I believe that we need a firm reliance. I'll give you an example. I'd like to tie the Declaration of Independence into this, because the last sentence says, and for the support of this declaration with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. Now, there are some people out there who understand what orders are and understand what grand orders are, but they don't understand what that means. And I think with them mistaking it, they're going to end up in the wrong place. And those who haven't suffered before, I believe they're going to switch that, and that's going to be critical to them. What I do see is the Declaration doesn't look at anyone as a race and a color. In fact, it protects immigrants. And I believe my history of my life has integrated around intercultural relations without any one thought. And I believe a government should act the same way. Aside from that, I believe there should be programs, because I could hear that you're 94. God bless you. I'm so honored to speak with you, sir, and I appreciate your questions.
Look into what do you call it, the plan that they're designed to keep people poor, to keep some people poor. Since the whip is not on your back, but there's a plan that they designed, particularly in this country, and they place the gambling industry. Who wants to get rich? Destructive vice that you could ever think about.
You mean
it's what the government is making their resources off the back of the poor people.
Well, let me just add, when you're in the land that has many things, Well, when you're in a land that you have many things that happen, I think businesses are what people choose. And that's part of what America represents is the freedom of that. Now, if someone goes too far with something and they need aid, I believe there should be aid available for that person. However, there is the freedom to choose what you like. Now, if those programs are hurting our system or not helping what our implementations need as a society, and we're not evolving or it's hurting our evolution, then it has to be changed. We need equality across the board on many fashions. So it's not just one thing. So I believe that, you know, you have to respect that you're asking a multifaceted question, because gambling in relevancy to freedom, some people might want to. What can I do? Tell someone they don't want it, they shouldn't gamble? You know, if people are making money off of that and they enjoy it, what happens if someone has a lot of money and they want to gamble and it puts money into the system to help senior citizens benefits? Now, what if I said to you, what, one second, one second, one second, one second. What happens if I want to, let me say this. Have you lost your home that way? Do you know anyone who has lost their home that way? I understand. Well, mhm. But how could you mention, I appreciate that.
Yeah, hello, sir. I hope that I can make 90.
Yeah.
And I salute you. You know, I like I say in the
Yeah,
days,
yeah.
people like you should be put in the Governor General's cabinet, because I don't know too many people that are as young as you are. I think closest to you, I think someone in the Bronx, 82 and three quarters. So getting to that round number, I think in biblical times, I don't know if you know about it, people are doing 500. Now when they get to 60, people say, oh, you're too old. What's your thought of that? I know the people that read the Bible probably thinking that that's impossible today, but you look like you're getting close to rounding the numbers at 100 plus. So I'm sure that you're looking at 150, right? You're trying to get at least 150, right? But listen, where did you grow up, by the way? Grenadines. Okay, so what was on your top five things to eat? Because I'm sure most people listening that today they're probably stuck on what they call it now, the fast food.
Right.
And back then we were growing up I grew up in the country. We weren't into the fast food. We had the ground food, the spinach. So what was on your top 10 of things to eat in the Caribbean and growing up? Just give me 10 that you eat so I can go home and follow. No, no, no. What I'm saying in terms of eating, what's the top 10 things that you eat so I know I can do close to 95, or maybe I can top you off at 99 and three quarters. What should I eat to stay afloat? What have you been eating? Oh, that to keep you. I got you. But what's the top three things to eat? What you eat in the morning, in the afternoon, and dinner time?
Some Quaker oats mixed with wheat germs and what they call the other one there, raisin bran.
Okay, dinner. What's on the dinner menu or lunch?
My dad?
What's on a dinner? What's on your dinner menu?
My first meal.
Okay, let's go to lunch and dinner, so I can have an idea, so I can follow in your footsteps.
Lunch, I just have 2 slices of bread with butter and chicken noodle soup.
Okay, so in other words, your clear conscience is what keep you going so long. You don't hate people for being stupid, right?
Wow.
Well, we appreciate you, man.
Bless you.
Bless
you. Bless you.
This. And it needs also a third party, but it must have something, a different agenda, completely, so as to win people. You know, and you have to look into issue so that people will understand, yes, this is real. You know, and that's the same thing like the other parties them. So I appreciate and I hope I wish you success in your.
Thank you. You too. Thank you.
All right. Now, one more question. Is Kalalu and Yam on your list?
My concept, I eat everything because if there was a way in which that something was to happen, I have no choice. So then I eat everything.
All right. So
like this, but I eat everything. What I do, what, but I cook everything for myself. I don't eat outside.
All right, you're not a fast food man. So now I know I have a chance to do 99 and 3/4, right?
And then to the lifestyle with this COVID-19 to see what is the lifestyle and people why they die.
Oh, they said COVID is taking off people by the lifestyle, right?
Because you have some people cannot, the resistance cannot start any sickness because they're not eating properly.
Well, you think any of the politicians would even mention that? All they talk about the corona and drugs, right?
how hypocrisy there, and people grasp of that, but they don't realize so many people are not in home. How they get this kind of disease to get instances of? How it happened?
Yeah, a lot of people they kill, right? But a lot of people on trial for that now. So the politicians, well, they kill people. So now some of them, the family members of some of them put in the governor and them, they put in lawsuits. They're suing them.
I volunteered for the New State for 2 years as an ombudsman. I'm assigned to a nursing home. And I got the experience to see how the condition that residents, we don't call them patient, residents, the condition that they are going in the nursing home. Especially since the new type of phone, technology phone come in, so that they don't call him, is the phone that they are. People, they're hungry.
Well, you know that, the politicians, the governor and the mayors and all them collect big money from the nursing home owners. So you can't never get them to the right thing. And if you ask them, they'll lie there, you know what, off. They'll never accept the fact that they're taking money.
However, no them thing because I know especially the insurance actually feel the pain to these people to be lost, you know what thing, and they can't come back to be productive. Is to get rid of them in a psychological way and call it now this kind of epidemic.
Well, young fella, I'll be happy to have you over here. The next birthday you got. Even if I got to come to your house, bring you over in the radio station. All right, young fella?
There you go.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, but hold on. I gotta get your phone number. Cause I'll personally come to your ranch, pick you up, and bring you to the studio. All right? So hold on the line.
Let me add too, if I could have it my way, I'd make sure you get protected and be taken care of if I could have it my way. When I see people as senior citizens, you've served your duty already. You've done so much in our life in America. You've trained people, you've shown people, you've brought up our children, you've done so many different things. I think there's an appreciation way beyond anything of what is.
So we're gonna get you. We're gonna come to your house and get you. All right, sir. Hold on line.
Thank you, sir.
All right, hold on. Inside Culture Zone, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut.
In the world today, the two superpowers are keeping a close eye on the developing.
Hello. Yes, sir. Give me your phone number, no? Hold on. Yeah, man. You down in Brooklyn? Okay. What's the phone number?
You know why I was saying that? Because my father fought World War II. Him, I couldn't say people did not fight World War II. My father said like
6933669.
Everybody.
All right, that's 6933669. And your name again?
And they fought. Okay? I'll get this.
Haywood?
And
all right.
White people didn't go up there. I'm telling you where it is. And he called me.
All right. So I'll give you a call later on or tomorrow. We arrange it there. That's gonna be part of your birthday present. Bring it to the studio. All right then. Thanks again, yeah. Respect. Bye bye.
I am not supposed to beat you, and that's how I'm gonna always.
Love is the answer, black and white. Love is the answer, South Africa. Love is the answer.
What happens if we rectify our government? Things get right. Someone comes in who might not have experience and they have a lot of money, and they're going to, let's say, have the money to get all the votes. Now, let's say you're one of those electors, or you're at the top, or you're one of the people who's benefiting from the system that's been converted. How do you protect it to keep it that way without some guys who got a lot of money coming in and ruining that, which we're seeing the opposite now. It's working like you're saying. There's a lot of non-ability to assure what we see. I mean, you know, the electors can all of a sudden override. This guy comes in and he's why? You're fired, but that was your apprentice. Come on, give me a break. But what do we see when it goes the other way? I see it being corrected. I feel very confidently we will evolve and we will have to have respect.
I see this thing that happened down in Georgia, this governor, Kemp. He was in head of the election, and he purged a lot of votes so he could beat this lady. It's happening in a couple.
They've been stealing everywhere.
It's happening now, right?
Both sides.
27 states, voter suppression is legal.
No, it's not happening.
New York, they couldn't find half the vote.
Right, this is disgusting.
A
As
Democratic town.
far as I'm concerned, whether it's national, internationally, it should be a federal crime or an act of war.
No, but you gotta face the fact. They both steal. Both of them steal. They steal elections here in New York over and over.
I don't never hear
From cards coming up.
I
just said we're not here promoting any party. I said both parties steal, and the subject. There's nothing to argue about. They both steal. They've been stealing forever. Open your eyes.
More. That's why.
Don't make stuff up. They both steal.
That's why he's trying to submit the vote of our president, because he knows that the Democrats will win.
Let me add to this way.
Yes.
Supporting both what you just said back in Stephen, what I see is 40 years ago, we had no deficit. Financial fact. People like Professor R.D. Wolf, Michael Hudson, another financial professor, these people have been following with their heart and their mind this whole entire system. And when we can see that from that time till now, not only do we have no deficit, now we have a deficit, we assess the American public's work and we assess the people who've made the most money. the people who raise the most money have increased 600-fold.
Right,
And guess what's happened to us? We've only decreased.
Right.
So whether you're Republican or Democrat, really, it's like they're fighting the same way, no matter what the name of it is. It's supporting the 600% increase. And what we're seeing is everything being taken out of the system. Now, when you zoom out of that, that's why I figured I can't be a Democrat because I'd be entertaining part of the opposite of that. And then I can't be a Republican, I'm being part of the opposite of that. But I said, you know what? I have to have a party that joins all parties. Why? Because if you do the right thing, then you'll have to agree with me. When you do the wrong thing, we'll understand we're not going to agree. But now we'll understand where you really stand, and we see your true, not colors, but we see your formation. And then that, I think, would start to expose some of where the system has gone wrong, because when we have, I believe, design clarity and we see an effective form, you'd start to like it. You'd want to say, wow, I love our government now. And then all of a sudden, if somebody comes in who is looking to hurt that, then you'd wish you had electives. So it goes both ways. So right now, you might be right, but what happens if you get rid of it? Here's the reason why I say that. I want to be honest. The Declaration of Independence is actually from birth to death. No one understood that. And I said, let me write a book about this, because I can't believe it. And I started reading it and saying to myself, whoever could say these words were the course of human events? Whoever would say those words? The Constitution is we the people. One is a stroke in, one includes every living thing. Not the same thing. But the last sentence, when in support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence. What's divine providence? What is it? Nobody really knows. Guess what it is? Divine providence, when your spirit rises. It knew everyone has to go. And it says, for this we mutually pledge our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. Do we even see a touch of this? But what a government should be is to secure these rights. Governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the government. So we don't see a respect. But what I see is a system of respect that was meant to be in balance. No black or white anything. You're a person, guess what? What do you need? How can we take care of you? Guess what? You're going to make money for our system too. There's both fast parts.
Thank you very much, Beckett. The Inside Culture Zone, WPAT, AM 930. The AM stands for Must Listen to Radio.
And
we're here
right.
live.
You're seeing it. You're right.
So tell your friends, 212-219-9695. And stick around for closing comments from the candidate inside WPAT Culture Zone show. And here's the Mighty Diamond, so stick around for more at 5 o'clock commercial time till about 5:03. Then we'll be right back live for more statements from the candidate. We keep it real inside Culture Zone. And you could be from 1 to 150. As you said, we're getting warm, 90 plus years old, the youngster. Mr. Haywood, respect. So if you could top 95, give me a call. So we're taking calls from, let's see now, let's go from 5 to 95, 212-219-9695, all right? As you hear, the young fella says he don't play with fast food because his food is slow cooked. A lesson for the wise. Rush food is no food. Mighty Diamond. Mighty Diamond.
That's the song?
Mighty Diamond.
George, I want to say this so you can hear it too. He just said, the president said he's done more for black people and the rest of it. This is what I clearly see. There's no question about it. When you understand design, it's everything that counts. Guess what? When Operation Mockingbird was taken over, and what is that? It's when the CIA started to control the media. They're not playing it because they understand it's the truth. They're only appealing to those who are probably 20% of the population, so they can work it. And the guy who fixed the voting polls, he was on the radio. He was on the sworn testimony on a stand, and he said, "Can the voting things be fixed?" He goes, "Yes." And that guy exited him, the prosecutor says, "How do you know?" He goes, "Because I'm the one who designed the programming." So what you're hearing is only for the very few. That's not the truth at all. We know that. When you look at the majority, here's my example. What do you see in TV commercials? Black, white, everything, mentally challenged, handicapped, everybody. And we buy the products from these people advertising. But what do you see in the news? A black guy did this, some guy did this. Bad news, bad news, bad news. And what is it? One program across the New York, across the United States.
Stand by for more Inside Culture. Going to be right back right after this. What's up, Two Shoes and Crew?
All the same format. Why? Because it's conditioning us. So they have a genre to control in a way.
Right.
That's why it's up to us to override the media and say, wait a minute, no, we're not going to buy it. We're not going to listen to what you say. This guy's got heart. We have to understand. We need solidarity.
Excuse me, you want to run to the bathroom now? Bathroom break, you want to run? Come back there, go to the bathroom.
I'm going to sign off.
You want to go?
Yeah, I'm going to sign off.
Go bathroom.
Yeah?
Yeah, go clear your kidneys. You want to go kidney break? Run and come back.
Listen to www.wpat930am.com.
Some other
I see it the other way around because I see people are tired. And the one thing I've learned,
let me get over here.
what I see is everything cycles in life. And when it's going to cycle this way, you're going to want to. And right now it's not an advantage, and I agree with you. And if I lost from that, I wouldn't like it.
Okay, I'm getting ready to get into Olympics. I'm just making sure.
Right.
I'm doing like a 90-something-year-old guy.
He was like, screw him, I'm sitting in the chair.
And let's be my
You want? Do your thing? Hey.
Watch how you going.
Inside Culture Zone, welcome in, WPAT AM 930 Culture Zone show. We're here live every Saturday, 2 to 6 and then 9 to 10 for advertising promotions, 646-269-9820. Send us a letter, Culture Zone, P.O. Box 230-173, Jamaica, New York. Culture Zone, P.O. Box 230-173, Jamaica, New York, 11423. And as a reminder, the reason why we can do what we do here, because we're not tied to anybody's shoestrings. We're independent. So that gives me the power to say whatever is on my mind. The boss is not telling me what to do, the station. And even if you call and complain, the boss got to talk to me first, because I'm independent. We bring money to the boss, not the other way around. So I can't get fired unless I fire myself. The boss don't get paid for the space. Only way I can get fired. So for you to think, how dare you say that on the radio? Because I'm independent. So put that in your bubble gum.
Remember, when they shoot at you on the outside, I'm running. Yeah, you talk all that bubble gum. And the mess.
Brash on the air without fear. Remember that. Brash on the air without fear. Stand for something or fall for anything. You ever see me duck?
Yeah.
40 years on radio. You ever see me duck?
Yeah.
My daughter's 40 on Monday. I mean, yeah, Tuesday. 40. I never ducked for her. I ain't ducking for myself.
There's some time in your life you gotta run.
I ain't running from you or your grandmother.
My grandmother's dead.
Hello, radio.
So my friends are refugees.
Go off, yeah.
Yeah, right? And he bubble gumming over there.
Oh, yeah, you want it?
See him running like, please save me. And I'll say, what did you say?
Yes.
In fact, I might get the last stomping.
But this is Beckett. Swear is from Trinidad, but this Peter McIntosh is one of the engineers on this one. But the album is a vinyl album, Beckett, and it's called Mama, M-A-M-A, Beckett.
That's okay, you can listen. Yeah, I'll put it
iTunes.
No worries.
The only iTunes I have is vinyl iTunes in my library. I don't go on iTunes my songs without. Listen, the only tunes I'm on is me tunes.
You want to speak to him? See, he bubble gumming on the phone.
No, if you can get to a collector's item, an album, which I doubt you'll find right now.
Yeah, right.
But it's Beckett. The album is Beckett. Music arranged and conducted by Frankie McIntosh. You have a lady on the front, and she's actually ironing her clothes with a regular clothes iron. That's on the front. Let me see. Manufactured and distributed by Coco Records. Produced, let me see. Yeah, probably go online and get it downloaded. Hold on.
Yeah, you can get it online. Yeah, go on that computer. You can get anything online.
No, that's why a lot of our people throw away these albums.
They don't want
And once they throw away the albums, the only place recording it is iTunes or YouTube. People have thrown away their natural, that's why it's called a record. They brainwash a lot of folks. They take the real hard copy record and they throw them in the garbage. A lot of these records wound up in China and Japan. They remastered on CD. Then they walk around the neighborhood selling bootleg copies. We should have never thrown away original vinyls. I got over 2 million copies, vinyl, which I'll never give to nobody.
Until you're dead.
Are they home? Are they by your house? I'm gonna bring a truck and come get it. Well, listen, look up Beckett. If you go, I think Charlie's Records. There's a Charlie's on Church Avenue. Fulton Street.
Between
You may be able to get it from Charlie's.
Between Nostrand and Veronica Place.
Or if you think I'm gonna lend it to you, you got something coming. So what you do is, I could send you a copy of today's show, and you can play it back a couple of times.
Keep it up.
Okay.
Get a hold of them. Don't even say
So it was played between what? What was it played on? Between four. Was it played? What I played it on? Between four and 5, right? Between 4 and 5. So. All right. I'm gonna save you 4 to 6, and you can pick it up. You're still in Queens? Good. All right. I'll make extra copies and you pick it up. Up with that guy, Bro Boulevard, right? Somewhere. Anyway, just call me. I'll save you a copy. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye. All right, you ready to sign off? Good. Okay. I'll see you next week. Come ready and say late. Well, all rock and roll.
I want to give them to you, but they're rock and roll though, like classic rock.
It's a pleasure. Like you show your rock and roll.
Yeah.
If you don't take it out, okay.
Okay.
Well,
do you have?
I said yes first.
I don't want to cut you out.
I said yes
know about the
first.
Rolling Stones, Bonnie and Delaney.
You know that guy?
You don't know about the Rolling Stones, Bonnie and Delaney. You don't know about that.
He knows when it's flat.
I don't know what album I have, but I know. I got
You gonna run around the spot?
Yeah, might as well.
You gotta make okay. And then 4, you get 5.
What I'm gonna do is this. I'm just gonna give you like the.
He gets from 2 o'clock, 2 to 5:30.
I'm gonna do like the 1 minute thing again.
Inside, yes. Inside Culture Zone WPAT. AM 930. AM stands for must listen to radio. This is real radio, and to get real radio, it's called independent radio. And tell your friends, those in small business. A lot of people all of a sudden run around talking about supporting, in quotes, black business. I guess I'm black some days, blue some days. So for all those who have never heard this program before, 40 years and still kicking. All right. And by the way, I salute my daughter. Her birthday will be officially on Monday, make it Tuesday. But like I said before, we earned this. You know, we just didn't show up overnight. So for those who just turned it up, I've never heard them before. That's because you're stuck on YouTube and YouTube channel. Or maybe you have your face stuck in Facebook. So every now and then come down to earth, come to PAT. You'll find me sitting here humbly, your humble servant ready to serve you.
Yeah, right.
And like I said, you can look in your camera. You could go find me in place, you know, like today we are live around the world again. And tell them next time you come up here next week.
Yeah, we're going to see you next week.
And we're live next week in the studio. You can go on your fast channels and find us. Remind them where you're going to find us next week live. Both on the radio, both on the internet, and on your
WPAT.
Yes, it's PAT.
And also you can go to timetojoin.us and then get the Zoom room so you can see us live when we're in the studio.
So you'll be back here next week, bright and early. So tell your friends so they can put through these 1,000 calls, and then you could write your checks or, you know, carry a bucket of cash and support the candidate, and you could shake up something down there in Washington. Or you could even shake up your own Democratic or Republican Party. They may be looking for you, which the saying is that they're trying to attract those independent voters. Guess who they are? That's the people that's not stuck in their party. They're trying to get them to come over to their party. Like you're having a basement jam in your house down in Flatbush. Now you want somebody to go over to East Flatbush or Staten Island or Queens to join another party. Those two parties are the same thing. Right now, both parties are looking, eagerly looking for independence, because it could be 1 million votes out there, could be 50 votes. Somebody could win by 50 votes. Yeah. Or they could win by 50 delegates, whatever they call it. So, Captain, remind them again who you are and how to find you.
My name is Charles Richard Zarelli, running for the President of the United States. representing the Declaration of Independence Party, joining all parties. In any party, if you don't have a why, what do you really have except only part? So when you have the right why, then you have a party, because being tired of our system and seeing disrespect and maladjustment in our systems and major money's missing, I'm a handshake person and I'm a person of my word. My name is Charles Richard Zarelli, and with my 40 years of customer service, working in people's homes like you, tens of thousands of customers' homes, and have dabbled in politicalness, which I wouldn't call it political. I would say it being respect of humans and respect of our neighbors and friends and families and who we are. Open design and applying open design and reframing our Constitution to match the Declaration is going to be the most important thing anyone can speak of, because we are responsible for what's happening on this earth. No one can tell you any different. We have 7.9 billion people and only growing. And I like to add the extra 100 million. Why? Because I do design professionally, and we like to ad lib what we haven't seen yet that we can predict. We are the strongest globally. Now it's time to add a wise, strong heart. And that's has to be part of our system with so many people. My name is Charles Richard Zarelli, representing the Declaration of Independence Party, joining all parties. You can give me a call for those who would like to use a phone, 718-865-8720. That's 718-865-8720. I'll say it again, 718-865-8720. And then my website is timetojoin.us, not a .com, because it's about .us, TIMETOJOIN.us. That's timetojoin.us. And really, if you want a savior, just look in the mirror. Put Charles Richard Zarelli into that White House. Why? Because it's up to you to make the difference. When we can see, when I've had certain aspects that I was able to aid people with health and medical things, where do we see that in news and radio and TV? These people are documenting it in peer-reviewed book of literature. So we could see media only has to pick what makes sales, and what makes sales is drama. So you need to override that. The kids did it when they wanted to do a walkout, and within less than a week, globally, a walkout was formed by them. So what are we going to do? Let them put us to shame, and we're adults? So we are beautiful. Let's plant the seed. That seed is always going to grow, whether we're there or not. And we are stronger united. Thank you very much, everyone. I appreciate this time. Thank you, George, and everyone in the station. I love all of you. I care for you. I care for our country, and I demand a safe tomorrow for my niece, which includes every one of us. My name is Charles Richard Zarelli, running for the president of our beautiful United States. Be strong, be positive, be confident, and see it done already, because I did.
All right, much respect. And usually behind the scenes, or for most people, they know how radio works. We have a youthful technical person in the studio that's also on the team. And usually when people, there are those in front of the camera, those behind the camera, the educated youth force. You may hear people, them young folks is not going anywhere. Well, we have we have a highly technical. We just touch that mic, bring that mic down. So yeah, go ahead, bring that mic down here. Tell everybody who you are, running the high-tech system this evening that's taking us around the country, and they can see us via video on the high-tech level. So tell everybody who you are and where you grew up, and you're one of those that young people who they don't talk about. Only time they mention you if somebody gets shot, or somebody crashed a car, or somebody got mugged or something. There's never talk about those working hard every day, those contributing to society that's actually young. That will make front page. You have to kill somebody, run somebody over, steal somebody, rob the bank, and then you make headline news. So what's your opinion? First, tell them who you are and what you've been doing for the last 5 or 6 years. Let me see. At 20, what is that, 24 3/4?
I'm 25.
See, 25. That makes me 26. But anyway.
Good evening, all. My name's Devon Thompson, born and raised from Staten Island. I don't have much of a background. I just have a whole lot of smarts that I try to apply to myself, and somehow, some way, that's got me in the position I am to follow someone such as Charles Zarelli himself. I also would like to thank the radio station for having us. I'm greatly appreciative, and I'd love to come back. Lastly, I don't believe that anyone my age can't do anything. And for those seniors, elders, anyone who believe that people in my age bracket do simply nothing but cause ruckus, that's inaccurate, because I'm a percentage of those people who believe in progression and not, how do I say, destruction. I'll put it to you that way. Lastly, that's a lastly made comment. That's that you put that on the end, you solidify that, stamp it, seal it, mail it, do what you need to. My name is Devon Thompson, everyone. Have a great one.
All right. Now for those techies, I said a couple of weeks ago, since the beginning of Corona, that the only time they recognize that the youth need computers in school. It took Corona.
The microphone.
Yeah, 1 second. It took Corona to bring computers to the schooling system. I know you're gonna answer that one. Why did it take Corona to bring computers to the schools, and why there's 35 to 40 students in school? I know Corona has forced the system to all of a sudden reduce the amount of students per class. They weren't thinking about that before. They have one teacher teaching 35 to 40 students, and the students that don't catch up, they give them drugs and put them on what was the name of the program they put them on? The students they couldn't control, they give them drugs,
Special ed program.
Ritalin, special ed. So half the students in the neighborhoods were getting special ed because a lot of those teachers have been retired 15 years ago. They're still hanging on, and they don't want to make room for the younger teachers. So for those